Bam. The late adopter. Okay guys, now that Ken is not longer here, we're gonna start early because he'll come back in 5 minutes and we'll be finished with the stream already. We're gonna mess him up. We're gonna mess him up. He's gonna be like, hey man, you said nine on the dollar. Yeah, but you know. Yeah. Anyways guys, how you doing? How you doing? The Beauty is in chat. Batch, Martin, humor. Not a lot of people, 25 people here, it's okay. Nice and cozy, nice and cozy. So guys, today we don't have a lot of time. That's why we're starting 5 minutes early. You know, I'm thinking, 5 minute chat, then 5 minutes, TA, and then, 5 minutes bye-bye. And then we're gonna be finished because, stuff is happening, so I got stuff to do. Drago. 6 minutes. You're still here, man. I tried to mess you up. Can you go and come back in 6 minutes, man? There goes your logic. Logic. There is no logic here, man. There is no logic. We do what we want. If it's gonna be $9, 9 a.m. on the dollar, it's gonna be 9 a.m. on the dollar, sometimes a little bit before, sometimes a little bit after. The moons are not on the dollar either, but we still follow the moons. You do what you wanna do. Everything okay on your side, TLA? Yeah, everything is okay on my side, but stuff to do. Wife is gonna go away, then I have to watch the kids. Then I don't have a lot of time to do the stuff. Life. Anyways, we're gonna look at Bitcoin and we're gonna also look at Solana today because maybe, just maybe, Solana might show us what might happen with Bitcoin. And I'm gonna show you on a different time frame what's happening with Solana right now and what might happen with Bitcoin as well, and how we are expecting this pullback to actually go. DXY dumping today. 0.10%, man. 0.10%. It's not dumping. You gotta look at the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame is the only thing that matters on DXY. The weekly time frame, the head and shoulders, the neckline. You can see here, broke the neckline, right back up again, held the neckline, support, bounced up. Just because we are moving back to the 10 moving average. It doesn't matter. It's an upward trend towards deflation. No problem there. So we're gonna look at Bitcoin, a little bit Bitcoin today, and we're gonna look at Solana. What is Solana? Solana making all-time highs, right? It's going up, but I'm gonna show you Solana on a different time frame, on a 4-hourly time frame, and I'm gonna show you why Solana might give us the secret to what's happening with Bitcoin and how this is gonna play out. Okay, so we're gonna go back to Solana after we say a quick word about what's happening with Bitcoin right now. Ken, real funny. That's my entire point. One more thing, and I'm gone. Wait, Ken, wait. Don't go. Wait. There we go. I made your life easier for you, man. There we go. I made your life easier for you. It's easy. It's very easy. You don't have to. I saved you the trouble to clicking the button. So it's very easy. Good morning, Alif. Good morning, the beauty. How you guys doing? On the petrodollar. Yeah, on the petrodollar. So we're gonna see what's happening with Bitcoin, guys. Okay, so let's start on the daily chart. Daily chart is nice. Now everybody thinks that we managed to hold above the 20 moving average, but the red line, this is the line that people are watching. Well, technically this is not the line that people are watching because people are degenerate gamblers, so they are watching at EMAs. So let's put a couple of EMAs up here. Let's say I cannot have more. 2 is nice. Okay, whatever. Let's say 20, and you can see 20 is down there, and what's 10? Let's see how 10 is looking at. Yeah, 10 is all the way up there. We don't need 10. Okay, so basically this is actually what people are looking. People are looking at 20 exponential moving average, which we are not, and we don't care about exponential moving averages, so we turn this off. We are looking at simple moving averages, the one that counts on the daily time frame, 20 moving average. And what you can see here on the let me just remove this line for a second. What you can see here, it looks like we closed above the 20 moving average. Unfortunately, we opened below the 20 moving average, because if you put the line down here, if you put the line where this open started and you remove the price, you can see that let's do it a little, let's use a different line up here. Let's use this one. And if you remove the price, you can see that we opened below the 20 moving average. Technically we opened below 20 moving average, and that means that you are actually breaking the 20 moving average. That means that you are breaking the 20 moving average. So technically we did break the 20 moving average. You know, we are breaking the 20 moving. Technically we broke the 20 moving average, technically speaking. So this pump towards the upside, whatever it is, 0.73%, it's not that big. Now this close is a lot more important than this pump up here, because this is bearish engulfing candle. You can see here, especially down, and then you knock all of that towards the downside and close below the 20 moving average. So that's bearish to me. That looks bearish. If you go to the 4-hourly time frame, we'll see that we have been below the 100 moving average. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. This is 6 candles. We are trying to, you know, get above the 100 moving average. Whether we're gonna actually manage to eventually get above the 100 moving average or no, it depends. But right now we are just sitting right back. I mean, sitting just below the 100 moving average, it can be okay, because you're not actually, you know, dumping down. So some kind of pullback might happen. But let's pull out all the lines up here. But you can see that I wouldn't call this healthy until we get back above, what am I gonna say, 50 moving average or 20? I'd say 20. Let's say 20 moving average down here. I want to get above 79, sorry, 47.9, around 48,000. You gotta get back around 48,000, give or take. Let's pull here. You gotta get above 48,000 if you wanna be bullish again, I think, because if you get up here on the 4-hourly, you're above these moving averages. You know what? Let's move. Then let's give it a decent chance up here. 48.1. You gotta get above 48.1 to be bullish again, to get above all these moving averages. To actually get moving averages to push you up. So if we start going up here, I'm looking at 20 and 50 moving average as a really important line of resistance, since it was acting as a resistance just prior to this dump. So this 20 moving average, this red line, will act as a resistance towards the downside. So if we do go up here, I'm looking at some kind of 48,000 level, before we actually go down. So that means that today the numbers can be around 2.4% in green or something like that. Technically can, and we can still be in a downtrend. Technically we can still be in downtrend. Now, this is just what's been happening today. We still are above the 200 moving average, so that's nice. The 200 moving average, so that's nice. So nothing's actually happening. You know, this rising wedge that we had and we fell out of. I think the rising wedge is like a lot more probable than the channel that everybody's talking about, because I've seen what other people are talking about and looking at, and everybody's looking at the channel. Now I'm saying it's not a channel. I think this was rising wedge. This was rising wedge. Now unfortunately rising wedges, you know, have their targets and stuff like that. So let's see. I think it should be something like this over here. So we fell out of the rising wedge up here actually. So around 40,000 should be the target for this rising wedge, for the fall towards the downside. Around 40,000. Where will it break out? Somewhere around here. Let's say here. Yeah, 40,000, 41,000 give or take should be some target. The closest support is down here at 42,200. That's the closest support for this rising wedge. Now that's the most probable. That's what I'm thinking, yeah? Because people are drawing this as some kind of a channel towards the upside, and then you are right now breaking out of the channel. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case, because we've been watching this rising wedge for a long time. We broke out of it. That's nice. That's everything. Got the first support bounce, but you know, you cannot get back inside the wedge. You cannot escape the wedge, and then you go sideways and go down. And we've seen that this has happened before. You got some kind of rising wedge. you fall out, you go up, you go sideways, and then you crash down. And once you break the previous previous bottom down here at 44,000, that's why we are looking at 44,000 down here. Once you break that, you dump, right? Now what I'm thinking, this rising wedge, like we just said, has where is it? I'm thinking the target should be around 41,000, give or take, down here, And if you look at this as a rising wedge, and how this is actually playing out with the divergences and everything, we're just gonna go into Solana and see how this actually corresponds to Solana, guys. We're gonna see how this corresponds to Solana. So if you go to before we continue, let's see how this actually played out. Let's pull out the let's pull out the RSI, and I'm going to show you that right now over here. What's happening is that we are correcting the RSI divergence, right? You have a impulsive move, then you have these 1, 2, 3 boxes towards the upside. You have divergence. You get divergence all over the place, and right now these divergences are actually right now technically we got a hidden bullish divergence here, but if you drop down here, there won't be. So it's a lagging indicator, so you never know until it's actually finished. But what we are looking for, if the divergences are finished or not, here was a hidden bullish divergence. So maybe there is coming another hidden bullish divergence up here that might actually push the price a little bit up here before we actually go down. Depends on how this is gonna play out, but these divergences are actually playing out. And if you look at the moving averages right now, we are starting hugging these moving averages. We are starting hugging the moving averages into over here. So some kind of move to the downside might happen. Now we're gonna go to Solana and look at what Solana is doing, because Solana is doing the same thing. Solana is right now up 8% on the daily, but we're gonna go to the 4-hourly chart, and you can see here that this looks nice. This looks like what Bitcoin is doing right now. Goes up, and then starts making these divergences up here, and then it corrects the divergences and start going with the price. So divergences start going with the price, and then find some kind of bottom down here and pops towards the upside. I think I haven't done this on Solana yet, but I think there might be some kind of a rising wedge up here, give or take. Let's look at it 1 hourly time frame up here. Yeah, let's say it's a weird rising wedge. How we gonna do this? I mean, it's not perfect rising wedge because of this up here, but it's some kind of rising wedge. Whatever. It's not that important. The important part is this level down here. This level down here, you can see here that we never came there. We managed to make some kind of double bottom down here and then bounce off of that. But it did break out and then go down. So this rising wedge, what was the target for rising wedge? Let's see up here. Should be around somewhere around here. Should be actually all the way down, but it didn't get that low before it actually bounced. So what we are actually looking up here is that let's split it with Bitcoin chart as well. Let's see Bitcoin chart up here. We're gonna look at Bitcoin on the daily. And this is on the 4-hourly, and we're gonna just turn off these just for a second. Quickly turn off turn these off. Let's remove these lines. We don't need them. And we're gonna have the RSI up here somewhere. Just remove this down here. Okay, so what we have here is it's not the same, but these moves do happen. Let me just try to make it so it looks like something. So this move, this big move that's happening up here, right, and down, that's the first move, and then you got 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3 moves. And what happens after that, because the first is the pump comes, right? You got this big move towards the upside, you shake the RSI, and then you get these zigzag pattern up here. That's actually correcting the RSI pattern, and after that, you break out of the wedge. There was a wedge up here. you break out of the wedge here. We actually made a higher high, but you break out of the wedge, and then the RSI and the price are actually going nicely together. So up here we are expecting some kind of maybe some kind of sideways movement before we actually drop down and look for support. Drop down and look for support, right? Drop down here and look for some kind of support around 40,000 level that we actually said. Look for some kind of support, and then if we get support down here, we might pump up. But you know, you're only bullish after you get above you know, previous highs. So that's up around 50,000 for us on Bitcoin. So right now we are looking for some kind of, you know, sideways move, maybe a little bit more down, maybe a faster drop down to the some kind of 41 levels. Try to look for some kind of support like 38,000 down here. That's the last level of support. I mean, there is some kind of 50 moving average. Where is the 50 moving average actually? 50 moving average. Yeah, there's some kind of 50 moving average around 40,005. So that might be it. But we are really looking for some kind of support in this area above 38,000. Some kind of support that can actually do the same thing that did over here on Solana. Give us some kind of hopium, you know, and bounces towards the upside. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking for some kind of support right now. I'm not looking, you know, to pump right now towards the upside. Unfortunately, I'm not looking to just pump towards the upside. I'm looking for some kind of support. I'm looking for more downside, but I'm looking for support. And we've been talking about supports. Where are my lines? Here are my lines. We've been talking about supports. We've been talking about levels that we want to hold, we want to, you know, be above, and so forth, so forth. Let's this was the 20 moving average up here, 46.7. You can see here we're still above that. Technically we opened below that, but let's say we still haven't broken the 46,000 level. But if you break 46,000, then you got this 200 moving average down here. And if you break that, you of course you got 44,000, and then you got this 40,000 level, also the wedge target right around there. And if you fall below 38,000, it's bad. But one of these supports needs to catch the price. One of the supports needs to catch the price. Doesn't matter which support. But one of these support, maybe even the 50 moving average, this one up here, you know, it's gonna start climbing a little bit. One of these supports needs to catch the price and bounce the price towards the upside. And when that happens, it's only after we break the 50 moving average up here, when we break the 50 moving average up here, that we become bullish again. So even though if we bounce up, we are not bullish until we break the 50k mark. So only after we break the 50k mark, we become bullish again. Until then, this doesn't matter what it does. It can go however, it can go like this up here. I really don't care. It can go like all the way up here, like something like this. Like, it really doesn't matter. It needs to break the 50 mark. It needs to break this level up here, and then you're bullish. But for time being, I'm thinking this can go a little bit towards the upside, because the RSI divergence is not yet corrected. It's still in the correcting phase, and this is hidden bearish divergence. This is hidden bullish divergence. You can see the RSI going down, the price going up. This is hidden bullish divergence. So we might bounce towards the upside, but you know, it depends again if we create a higher high up here and create another divergence that we have still not corrected the RSI. So we're looking for RSI correction to be played out before the actual big move comes. But it doesn't matter how much this actually goes up, I'm still bearish on the downside. And I think, you know, some levels down here, like 44, 40, 38 needs to be hit before we actually get up. If we just go up right now above the 50, I'm not that bullish as I would be if we go down to 44 and then up above the 50, or down to 40 up and then above the 50. Just going above the 50 right now, I wouldn't be that bullish. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be, because that would be, I think that would be just continuing with creating these the divergences up here. And if that's the case, then you know, we are still not where we actually want to be. That said, that's what I can leave you with today. Look at what Solana did, and I'm hoping that some kind of scenario that's happening with Solana right now is gonna happen with Bitcoin. So I'm not entirely bearish yet. You know, we are still not below 38,000. We are still at around 47,000, which is very, very nice levels. But I am looking for some kind of pullback, you know, some kind of pullback before we actually get above the 50k. Because if we just go up here, I'm afraid that this might be just another RSI divergence down here, another RSI divergence that's gonna pull us back again towards the downside. with that said, any questions, guys, before we round up? By the way, guys, we don't have time for questions. Unfortunately, we don't have time to look at other things. Good morning, Bridget. A little bit late, but I gotta go. I gotta do stuff. You know, this was a quick TI morning live, and come back tomorrow 9 a.m. sharp every single day. We do this Bitcoin daily update, see what's actually happening with Bitcoin. Hit the like button on the way out, and guys, see ya tomorrow. Where's my stop button? There is the stop button. Bye bye.